Well, here we are, another day. I know I haven't done videos that often here lately, but well, anyway, I get stuff like this one today came from U.S. Department of Justice, of course, the alcohol, tobacco, firearms for federal firearms licensees, which I am one. In light of March 13th declaration of national emergency concerning the outbreak of the novel coronavirus disease, COVID-19, and the Department of Homeland Security's subsequent classification of firearms businesses as essential, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives has received questions from industry members regarding the legality of firearm sales and deliveries exterior to the brick and mortar structure at which the firearms business is licensed. Specifically, federal firearms licensees have requested guidance regarding whether they may verify customer identity and permit the completion of paperwork, including for purposes of National Instant Criminal Background Check System, accept payment and deliver firearms and ammunition to customers. Collectively, the requested activities in the following settings: 1. A drive-up or walk-up window or doorway on the FFL's property. 2. A temporary table or booth located in a parking lot on FFL's property. And 3. A nearby space that is not located on an FFL's property. Well, in my case, I don't have to worry about that because I have a federal firearms license. But for curios and relics, which means I only buy from my collection. I do not sell or distribute ammunition, guns, or anything of that sort at all. So in my case, this is kind of redundant because I do not really have a business with a curios and relics license. That is one of those deals where it costs you $30 for 3 years. You renew it every 3 years, but it is only good for your collection. You do not have the right to sell stuff to people. It's only for you. So that's where the gray area is gone. I mean, so if you have a federal firearms license, it's different. You got to pay a whole lot more. You have to do all the paperwork and all that. It's just a big hassle, so that's why I never bother with it. Besides, I don't really buy a whole lot of guns. In fact, this year, for almost the last year and a half, I haven't bought any guns at all. May not, I don't know. So anyhow, that was that. So the coronavirus is affecting even federal firearms licensees. But anyhow, on this Admiral Radio, okay, I was looking for a schematic for it, and I could not find a specific one for this radio. But the good thing about on the internet, you can go ahead and find a lot of stuff. And in this case, I was looking online and I found it was actually a Continental radio. And it's exactly the same radio. I mean, it's the same layout, everything. If you take a look, see how the radio is laid out on this, it shows the same thing. This radio is laid out exactly the same way. And look at the circuit diagram, it's basically the same thing. And I took it out of the case just a little bit ago. Inside definitely needs to be cleaned up, but it doesn't look too bad. The speaker, look closely at that speaker. That sucker is ripped straight across. I didn't do it. It was like that. So I'm going to have to fix that speaker on this thing. And underneath, oh my goodness, has all the original stuff. That's all the original parts inside there. Every last one is original. There is nothing. So actually, it working is really amazing to me. Supposedly this radio was built between 1955 and 1957. But yeah, like I said, all the tubes still work and everything. So I'm really surprised. But this is going to take me some more work. I am probably going to have to use the old coffee filter routine to patch up that. I use fabric glue. A lot of guys use Elmer's glue. I use fabric glue and a coffee filter to patch up the speakers. So I'll be doing that on that one. And so yeah, it was just something else where I was able to find actually what I was looking for. And then in here, and this is what you have with that other J71 radio. Mouse chew. Yeah, so I had to make this, and I had to get the pin off of it too. It goes in another coil. So I got to go ahead. I had to make that. So, and I'm going to have to go and tag this because this says goes to side terminal number 4. So I have other stuff coming out. So yeah, I'm just doing whatever I can here to keep busy in light of all this other stuff happening. But yeah, I even went to my local grocery store today. I didn't even bother going down the paper aisle, or it didn't bother, but I was able to get pretty much all the stuff I had on my list needed. So, but it was really kind of weird. You go in there, you see, and actually there were no lines or anything like that outside, nobody waiting. But I go inside and I see a lot of people walking around with masks, and the ones that are walking around with masks are probably all the liberals that have been listening to the news stations and stuff, and they're going around with masks on, or scarves over their face or something, you know. And most of those people are probably they're a lot younger than me, probably in their 30s and 40s. All the other old people that were in here like me, the same age as me, or even older, were walking around with no masks or nothing. The people working in the store, the stocking shelves and stuff, they aren't wearing any masks. So yeah, I tell you, it's just one of those things where people just, you know, they want to believe what they want to believe. And like I was talking to one of the checkers up in front today, same thing. She said, well, you know, I'm not worried about it, but she says, I have my mother who is like, you know, in her late 80s. She's scared to death. And because she has, you know, basically no white cells left. I said, well, I'm a little bit different than most people. I said, with the leukemia I have, I've got like 17,000 white cells running around my body. She says, she's got less than less than 1,000. So she's really in bad shape. But anyhow, I'm still in one of those risk groups, so, oh well. I die. So what? I doubt whether that's going to happen. This county, they have 137 cases now. 25 have been hospitalized. 37 has been cured. 10 have died, although with the 10 that died, they lump all those in with everything else. Of course, now they say, oh, it's because of the flu. They haven't got a clue. It's either they had died of a heart attack or a stroke or something else, and they're just going to lump it all into one thing just to make it look good. So anyhow, that's all that's going on here. I locked the dog out so he couldn't come in here and make more noise. But yeah, I guess that's going to be it for now. I'm going to get back to this radio and see what I can do with it. And that's going to be it for now. I'll talk to you guys later.